unpacking the myth of not enough. It's a whisper that often grows into a shout in the quiet corners of our minds, isn't it? That relentless feeling of not enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not successful enough, not anything enough. This pervasive sentiment can cling to us like a shadow, darkening our brightest moments and dimming our inherent light. It tells us we need to strive harder, achieve more, or somehow change who we are to finally measure up. But who defines this elusive enough anyway? And why do we so readily accept its harsh judgment? This deep-seated belief, this sense of inadequacy, is rarely a truth we are born with. Instead, it is a story we often learn and internalize from the world around us. Perhaps it stems from comparing our raw, unfiltered selves to the polished highlight reels of others' lives on social media. Or maybe it's an echo of expectations from childhood, a quiet critique that settled into our spirit and began to dictate our self-worth. It's a myth, a powerful illusion, that keeps us from fully embracing the vibrant, complex individuals we truly are. Consider for a moment the origins of this not enough narrative in your own life. Did it begin with a specific moment, a critical word, or a perceived failure that you held on to too tightly? Often it's not a single event, but a collection of subtle cues, a societal pressure to constantly be more, do more, and have more. This external pressure can morph into an internal critic, ceaselessly pointing out flaws and shortcomings, making us believe our current state is inherently lacking. The heavy weight of believing we are not enough can subtly yet profoundly shape our choices and limit our potential. It can lead us to shy away from new opportunities, to doubt our abilities even when evidence suggests otherwise, and to constantly seek external validation that never quite satisfies. This myth builds walls around our truest selves, preventing us from stepping into the bold, authentic expression of our unique spirit. It keeps us playing small when the universe intended for us to expand. We must begin to challenge the very premise that our worth is something to be earned or acquired, like a trophy or a degree. Your value isn't a commodity that fluctuates with your achievements, your appearance, or the opinions of others. It is an intrinsic part of your being, present from the moment you drew your first breath. This inherent worth is not something you gain. It is something you simply are, regardless of your circumstances or perceived imperfections. Take a quiet moment to listen to the conversations happening within your own mind. How often do phrases like, "I should be further along," or "I'm not as good as them" surface? These are the subtle manifestations of the not enough myth at play. Becoming aware of this internal dialogue is the crucial first step towards dismantling it. Observe these thoughts without judgment, simply acknowledging their presence and recognizing them as old patterns, not undeniable truths. The concept of enough isn't a finish line you cross after achieving a certain number of goals or accumulating specific things. It's not a quantifiable measure, nor is it a destination perpetually just out of reach. True enough is a state of being, a gentle recognition of your completeness in this very moment. It's about finding peace with where you are on your journey, understanding that growth is constant, but your fundamental worth remains unwavering. Perfection, as often portrayed, is a mirage that distracts us from the beautiful, messy reality of human existence. To chase an ideal of flawless being is to deny the very essence of growth and learning that defines our lives. Every stumble, every lesson, every imperfect step contributes to the rich tapestry of who you are becoming. There is no such thing as a perfect human, only perfectly unique individuals navigating their paths with courage and vulnerability. So let us redefine enough not as a benchmark to be met, but as an affirmation of your current state. You are enough simply because you exist. You are enough in your learning, in your striving, and even in your resting. This redefinition frees you from the endless pursuit of an external ideal and invites you to settle into the profound comfort of your own skin, your own journey, and your own pace. It's a liberation from the tyranny of comparison. Instead of focusing on perceived deficiencies, shift your gaze inward and acknowledge the abundance that already resides within you. Think of your unique talents, your quiet strengths, the resilience you've shown through past challenges, and your boundless capacity for love and connection. These are not things you need to earn. They are gifts you already possess. They are the foundations upon which your greatest life will be built, waiting to be recognized and celebrated. To begin unpacking this myth, practice small acts of self-acknowledgement each day. Celebrate your tiny victories, no matter how insignificant they seem. Offer yourself the same kindness and understanding you would readily extend to a dear friend. These deliberate acts of gratitude for who you are right now help to chip away at the old narrative and build a new foundation of self-acceptance. It's a gentle, persistent revolution within your own heart. Your greatest life truly begins the moment you consciously decide to shed the heavy cloak of not enough. It starts when you bravely choose to believe in your inherent worth, not as an aspiration, but as an undeniable truth. This isn't about arrogance. It's about reclaiming a fundamental truth that was always yours. It's about understanding that you are already whole, already worthy, and already capable of creating the life you dream of. Dismantling this myth is the essential first step on a profound journey of self-discovery and transformation. It prepares the ground for cultivating the radical self-acceptance that will follow, allowing you to truly see yourself with clarity and kindness. Once you release the grip of not enough, you open the door to a deeper understanding of who you are, making space for genuine self-compassion and nourishing your inner world with profound authenticity. Cultivating radical self-acceptance. Having shed the heavy cloak of not enough, a new path unfurls, inviting us to step into a space of profound truth about ourselves. This journey, often whispered about but rarely fully explored, leads us to the heart of what it means to be truly whole. Cultivating radical self-acceptance. It's a deliberate, courageous act, choosing to see and embrace every facet of who you are, without judgment or reservation. This isn't merely about tolerating your perceived flaws. It's about a deep, unwavering affirmation of your inherent worth, regardless of external circumstances or internal critiques. It's the quiet revolution that begins when you finally decide that you are, in this moment, exactly as you are meant to be. This profound shift in perspective liberates immense energy, previously spent on self-criticism and comparison, redirecting it towards growth and genuine connection. It's a foundational step towards building the life you truly desire, one rooted in authenticity and inner peace. Such acceptance becomes the bedrock upon which all other personal growth is built, allowing you to stand firm in your own unique light. What does radical truly imply in this context? It means going to the root, accepting yourself at the very core, beyond superficial appearances or achievements. It means acknowledging the parts of yourself that you might typically hide away, the vulnerabilities, the past mistakes, the insecurities that sometimes whisper in the quiet hours. This isn't an act of resignation, but an active, loving choice to integrate these elements into your understanding of self, recognizing they are part of your unique story. It's about understanding that our worth isn't conditional, tied to perfection, or dependent on the approval of others. Instead, your value is an intrinsic, unchangeable truth, woven into the very fabric of your being from the moment you began. Embracing this truth allows you to breathe a little easier, knowing you don't have to earn your place in your own life. For many, the initial thought of embracing every part of themselves feels daunting, almost impossible. We've been conditioned by a world that often celebrates only the polished, the successful, the seemingly flawless versions of humanity. This constant external pressure creates an internal critic, a harsh voice that points out every perceived shortcoming, every deviation from an unrealistic ideal. This critic can become a formidable barrier, making it difficult to even consider a radical form of self-acceptance. Yet, the very act of acknowledging this internal struggle is the first step towards disarming it. We begin by simply observing these critical thoughts, rather than immediately believing them, creating a crucial distance between who we are and the stories we tell ourselves about who we should be. It's a gentle rebellion against the relentless pursuit of an unattainable perfection. True self-acceptance involves shifting from a stance of judgment to one of compassionate observation. Imagine looking at yourself not through the narrow lens of what you should be, but through the wide, generous gaze of a trusted friend who sees your entire journey. This perspective allows you to recognize that your experiences, even the challenging ones, have shaped you into the complex, resilient person you are today. Your perceived flaws are often just unique characteristics, or perhaps lessons learned, that contribute to the rich tapestry of your individuality. There is no need to edit or filter yourself for your own benefit. Every shade and texture adds to the masterpiece that is you. This internal shift unlocks a sense of freedom, allowing you to move through the world with a newfound lightness, unburdened by the need to constantly prove your worth. This journey also requires us to gently release the relentless grip of external validation. For too long, many of us have unconsciously sought our reflection in the eyes of others, allowing their opinions to dictate our sense of self-worth. When we tie our value to external praise or approval, we hand over our power, becoming susceptible to the shifting tides of others' perceptions. Radical self-acceptance calls us to reclaim that power, to become the primary source of our own affirmation. It's about building an inner sanctuary where your worth is self-determined, unshaken by criticism or indifference. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or living in isolation, but rather ensuring that your core sense of self remains anchored within you, rather than floating adrift on the currents of public opinion. Finding peace within, independent of outside forces, is a profound form of liberation. Practicing radical self-acceptance is not a one-time event, but an ongoing, gentle cultivation, much like tending a garden. It involves daily acts of kindness towards yourself, moments of quiet reflection, and a willingness to be present with your own feelings, whatever they may be. This could mean speaking to yourself with the same warmth and understanding you would offer a loved one, especially during moments of perceived failure or struggle. It might involve setting healthy boundaries that honor your needs, even when it feels difficult. Every small act of self-care, every moment you choose to listen to your inner voice over societal expectations, strengthens the roots of your self-acceptance. These consistent efforts build a robust inner foundation, making you less susceptible to the winds of doubt and more grounded in your authentic self. One powerful way to cultivate this acceptance is through mindful awareness. When you notice a critical thought arising, instead of engaging with, hate it, or pushing it away, simply observe it. See it as a cloud passing in the sky, acknowledging its presence without letting it define your inner landscape. This practice creates space, allowing you to detach from the immediate emotional impact of self-judgment and choose a more compassionate response. It's a gentle invitation to witness your inner world without the need to fix or change anything in that moment. This simple act of observation can be profoundly transformative, gradually diminishing the power of the inner critic and replacing it with a quiet, steady presence of understanding. Through this, you learn to be a kind and curious observer of your own being, rather than a harsh judge. Embracing your imperfections is a critical step in this radical journey. Often what we label as flaws are merely unique characteristics, or perhaps areas where we are still learning and growing. Imagine if every tree in a forest had to be perfectly straight with identical branches. The beauty of the forest would be lost. Similarly, your unique contours, your unexpected turns, and even your perceived weaknesses contribute to the rich, authentic beauty of your being. These are not defects to be hidden, but rather integral parts of your story, offering opportunities for empathy, resilience, and connection with others who share similar experiences. When you accept these parts of yourself, you open the door to genuine self-love, recognizing that wholeness is not about perfection, but about embracing every aspect of your magnificent, evolving self. It is in this embrace that true strength resides. This journey of self-acceptance is deeply intertwined with the pursuit of your greatest life. When you radically accept yourself, you free up tremendous mental and emotional energy that was once consumed by self-doubt and the pursuit of external validation. This newfound freedom allows you to invest more fully in your passions, your relationships, and your true purpose. You begin to make choices that genuinely align with your authentic self, rather than those driven by fear or the desire to please others. It's a powerful transformation that shifts your entire orientation from striving to being, from proving to living. This is where your dreams truly begin to take root, nurtured by a deep wellspring of inner peace and unwavering self-belief. Your greatest life doesn't wait for you to become perfect. It begins the moment you accept yourself, perfectly imperfect as you are. The courage required for radical self-acceptance is not a grand dramatic gesture, but a quiet, persistent choice made each day. It's choosing to look in the mirror and see not a list of things to change, but a unique, evolving human being worthy of love and respect. It's choosing to forgive yourself for past mistakes, understanding that they were part of your learning curve, not a permanent stain on your character. This courage empowers you to step into your authentic self, shedding the masks you might have worn to fit in or gain approval. It allows you to speak your truth, pursue your passions, and live with integrity, knowing that your inherent worth is unshakable. This is the profound freedom that blossoms when you wholeheartedly embrace who you are, creating a life that truly reflects your inner radiance. It is a journey of continuous discovery, where each step deeper into self-acceptance brings greater joy and fulfillment. Ultimately, cultivating radical self-acceptance is an act of profound self-love, a declaration that you are enough, exactly as you are, right here and right now. It is the understanding that your journey is unique, your timeline is your own, and your value is intrinsic. This acceptance doesn't mean you stop growing or striving for improvement. Rather, it means you approach growth from a place of love and kindness, instead of self-criticism and harsh judgment. You build a foundation of unwavering belief in yourself, allowing you to navigate life's challenge with greater resilience and grace. This internal revolution paves the way for deeper connections with others, as you can only truly love and accept others to the extent that you love and accept yourself. It is the essential first step towards unlocking the boundless potential within you and truly living your greatest life, a life vibrant with purpose and authentic joy. The power of self-compassion. After daring to unpack the myth of not enough and beginning the journey of radical self-acceptance, a new, gentle strength emerges. The power of self-compassion. It's a profound shift from merely tolerating who you are to actively nurturing your spirit, especially when life feels most challenging. Imagine the sheer difference between an inner voice that constantly critiques and one that offers warmth and understanding. This isn't about letting yourself off the hook or ignoring your faults. It's about treating yourself with the same profound care and empathy you would instinctively offer a beloved friend in their moment of struggle. Embracing self-compassion is perhaps the most transformative step you can take towards building an unshakable foundation for your greatest life, because it changes the very way you interact with your own being. It truly begins within, with how kindly you hold yourself. Self-compassion isn't a fleeting sentiment. It's a deliberate and consistent practice of extending kindness to yourself when you need it most. This means responding to your own suffering with the same warmth, understanding, and non-judgmental attitude that you would naturally show to someone you deeply care about. It's a conscious decision to be present with your pain, acknowledging it without immediately trying to fix or dismiss it. Instead of becoming entangled in a web of harsh self-criticism, you learn to step back and offer yourself comfort and solace. This practice is fundamentally about recognizing your inherent worthiness of kindness, regardless of your perceived imperfections or the circumstances you face. It's a powerful act of self-love that fuels resilience. All too often, our inner world is dominated by a relentless critic, a voice that speaks to us with a severity we would never tolerate from another person. This critic dissects our mistakes, magnifies our shortcomings, and whispers doubts about our worthiness, creating a constant state of internal tension. We might believe this harshness is a motivator, a way to push ourselves towards perfection, but in reality, it often paralyzes us with fear and shame. This internal dialogue can be so ingrained that we barely notice its pervasive presence, yet its impact on our self-esteem and overall well-being is undeniably profound. Breaking free from this cycle requires a conscious and compassionate intervention, a gentle redirection of our inner narrative. The constant barrage of self-criticism can feel like trying to run a race with invisible weights tied to your ankles, hindering every step you take towards your goals. It saps your energy, erodes your confidence, and convinces you that you are fundamentally flawed or inadequate. This internal negativity creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, making you less likely to pursue new opportunities or bounce back from setbacks. When you are perpetually judging yourself, you create an environment where growth feels impossible and joy is fleeting. This isn't a path to your greatest life. It's a road paved with self-doubt and unfulfilled potential, keeping you trapped in a cycle of perceived inadequacy. True progress begins when you lay down the heavy burden of judgment. This is where the transformative power of self-compassion steps in, offering a radically different approach to navigating your inner landscape. Instead of battling your perceived flaws, self-compassion invites you to acknowledge your pain, your struggles, and your imperfections with a gentle, open heart. It's about recognizing that suffering is an undeniable part of the human experience, something that connects us all rather than isolating us. When you treat yourself with kindness during difficult moments, you create an internal sanctuary, a safe space where healing and growth can truly begin. This shift from judgment to understanding liberates immense energy that was once consumed by self-condemnation, redirecting it towards genuine self-improvement and inner peace. At its heart, self-compassion is understood through three interconnected components: self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. Self-kindness involves actively comforting and supporting ourselves during moments of pain or perceived failure, rather than harshly judging or criticizing. Common humanity reminds us that suffering and imperfection are universal experiences, connecting us to others rather than making us feel isolated. Mindfulness encourages us to observe our thoughts and feelings, even painful ones, with a balanced awareness, neither over-identifying with them nor suppressing them. Together, these elements form a powerful framework for fostering a more supportive and nurturing relationship with ourselves, allowing us to embrace our full, imperfect selves with grace. Each component plays a vital role in dismantling the walls of self-judgment. Self-kindness is the active choice to offer yourself warmth and understanding instead of succumbing to harsh self-judgment when things go wrong. It means consciously softening your inner voice, speaking to yourself with the tenderness and patience you would extend to a dear friend. When you stumble or feel inadequate, instead of piling on blame, you pause to acknowledge your pain and offer yourself comfort. This might manifest as a gentle touch, a reassuring internal phrase, or simply allowing yourself a moment of rest. It's about recognizing that you are doing your best, even when your best falls short of your ideal, and treating yourself with the inherent respect and care you deserve. This fundamental act of nurturing transforms internal conflict into a space for healing. The concept of common humanity is a profound antidote to the isolating feeling that often accompanies our struggles. It reminds us that suffering, imperfection, and making mistakes are not personal failings unique to us, but rather an intrinsic part of being human. When we recognize that everyone experiences setbacks, disappointment, and feelings of inadequacy, we begin to feel less alone in our pain. This shared experience fosters a sense of connection, diminishing the shame and isolation that self-criticism thrives upon. Understanding that our struggles are part of a larger, universal tapestry allows us to approach our own difficulties with greater acceptance and less judgment, seeing ourselves as part of a collective journey rather than an isolated anomaly. Mindfulness, in the context of self-compassion, is about observing our painful thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them or trying to push them away. It's a balanced awareness, a gentle presence with what is arising within us, allowing us to acknowledge our discomfort without judgment. This doesn't mean dwelling on negativity, but rather creating a space to simply notice what we're experiencing, whether it's sadness, anger, fear, or frustration. By mindfully observing these emotions, we can create a healthy distance from them, preventing them from consuming us entirely. This practice allows us to respond to our inner world with wisdom and clarity, rather than reacting impulsively or defensively, fostering a deeper sense of inner peace. The true power of self-compassion lies in its ability to build an unwavering wellspring of inner resilience. When you treat yourself with kindness during times of hardship, you are essentially fortifying your emotional core, making you better equipped to navigate life's inevitable storms. Instead of being knocked down and staying down, self-compassion helps you gently pick yourself back up, learn from the experience, and move forward with renewed strength. It teaches you that your worth is not dependent on external successes or failures, but on your intrinsic humanity. This internal fortitude allows you to face challenges not with fear, but with a quiet confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way, fostering a profound sense of inner security. Moreover, self-compassion plays a critical role in healing past wounds and fostering profound emotional well-being. Many of us carry old hurts, regrets, and feelings of shame that continue to influence our present actions and beliefs. By approaching these tender areas with kindness and understanding, we create a safe inner space for processing and releasing these burdens. It's like tending to an old injury with gentle care, allowing it the time and attention it needs to mend properly. This compassionate approach facilitates a deeper connection with our authentic selves, dissolving the barriers we've built to protect ourselves and opening the door to greater self-acceptance and inner peace. This healing ripple effect transforms our relationship with our past, present, and future. Embracing self-compassion also empowers us to take meaningful risks and learn invaluable lessons from our mistakes, rather than being paralyzed by the fear of failure. When you know you will meet yourself with kindness, even if things don't go as planned, the pressure to be perfect diminishes significantly. Failure transforms from a reason for self-punishment into a rich opportunity for growth and learning. This newfound freedom allows you to step outside your comfort zone, pursue ambitious dreams, and experiment with new paths without the crushing weight of judgment. It's a powerful catalyst for personal evolution, encouraging you to live more boldly and authentically, knowing that your inner support system is always there, unwavering and strong. This courage is a cornerstone of living your greatest life. Beginning the practice of self-compassion doesn't require grand gestures. It often starts with small, consistent acts of kindness towards yourself. You might begin by simply acknowledging a difficult feeling with a gentle word, such as, "This is a moment of suffering," or "I'm really struggling right now." Perhaps you offer yourself a comforting touch, placing a hand over your heart or giving yourself a gentle hug. It could be taking a moment to breathe deeply when you feel overwhelmed, consciously offering yourself the same patience you would extend to a child learning to walk. These small, deliberate acts accumulate over time, gradually reshaping your inner dialogue and building a more supportive, loving relationship with yourself, one gentle moment at a time. Ultimately, the power of self-compassion is a cornerstone of building your greatest life, a continuous and evolving practice that profoundly transforms your inner landscape and, consequently, your outer world. It moves you beyond merely surviving to truly thriving, fostering a deep sense of inner peace, resilience, and unwavering self-worth. By choosing kindness over criticism, understanding over judgment, and connection over isolation, you unlock a profound capacity for joy, purpose, and authentic living. This isn't a destination you arrive at, but a journey you consciously create each day, starting now by choosing to embrace yourself fully and completely with the deepest possible compassion, nourishing your inner world. Having explored the profound depths of self-acceptance and the gentle strength found in self-compassion, we now turn our attention to the ongoing, vital practice of nourishing your inner world. Imagine your spirit not as a static entity, but as a vibrant garden, constantly growing and evolving with each season of your life. Just as a garden requires deliberate care, fertile soil, sunlight, and steady water, your inner landscape thrives on intentional cultivation and thoughtful attention. This isn't merely about avoiding negativity. Why? It's about actively planting seeds of joy, peace, and purpose within the sacred space of your being. It is in this deeply cared-for sanctuary that true resilience takes root, and the wellspring of your authentic self truly begins to flow, shaping the very essence of who you are and who you are becoming. Often, we dedicate immense energy to tending to our external lives, meticulously planning careers, maintaining relationships, and caring for our physical bodies, sometimes overlooking the quiet needs of our internal selves. Yet your inner world is the unseen foundation upon which every external experience is built, the silent architect of your perception and response to life's unfolding drama. What you choose to feed your mind and heart, the thoughts you entertain, and the emotions you allow to linger, profoundly shapes the quality of your existence. Neglecting this crucial inner ecosystem can leave it barren and untended, susceptible to the overgrowth of anxiety, doubt, and dissatisfaction. Therefore, a conscious commitment to inner nourishment is not a luxury, but an absolute necessity for anyone seeking to live a life imbued with genuine fulfillment and sustained well-being. One of the most powerful ways to begin nourishing this precious inner space is through the simple yet profound act of mindfulness and presence. It doesn't always demand hours of seated meditation, though that can certainly be a beautiful practice. Rather, it's about gently bringing your attention to the here and now, noticing the subtle dance of your breath, the sensations in your body, and the sounds around you. This practice grounds you, pulling you away from the endless chatter of past regrets or future worries that often consume our mental energy. By consciously choosing to inhabit the present moment, even for a few breaths throughout your day, you create pockets of peace and clarity, allowing your inner world to settle, refresh, and find its quiet equilibrium amidst life's inevitable busyness. Nourishing your inner world also inherently involves protecting it, much like erecting a fence around a delicate garden to shield it from harsh elements. This protection manifests as establishing clear, compassionate boundaries, not just with others, but also with the demands you place upon yourself. Learning to say no to commitments that drain your energy, disconnecting from toxic relationships or digital distractions that leave you feeling depleted, and recognizing your finite capacity are all acts of profound self-care. Your energy is a precious resource, and consciously guarding it ensures that you retain enough to nurture your own growth and well-being. By thoughtfully defining these limits, you create a safe and sacred space within yourself where true nourishment can flourish undisturbed. Beyond protection, active nourishment involves deliberately cultivating joy and passion, allowing your spirit to bask in the warmth of activities that truly light you up from the inside out. This might mean rediscovering a forgotten hobby from childhood, diving into a creative pursuit like painting or writing, or simply losing yourself in the pages of a captivating book. Engaging with what genuinely excites you is like providing sunshine and nutrient-rich water to your inner garden, fostering vibrant growth and a sense of playful aliveness. These acts are not frivolous diversions. They are essential investments in your emotional vitality, reminding you of the boundless capacity for delight and wonder that resides within you, waiting to be expressed and celebrated. Equally vital is the practice of deep reflection and introspection, creating space to truly sit with your thoughts and feelings, rather than constantly reacting to them. Journaling can become a trusted companion on this journey, offering a silent confidant where you can explore your inner landscape without judgment, charting your fears, dreams, and evolving understanding of yourself. Asking yourself questions about your core values, your deepest desires, and the purpose that stirs within you helps to prune away what no longer serves your authentic growth. This intimate self-dialogue allows you to connect with your inner wisdom, illuminating pathways forward and fostering a clearer sense of direction for your life's journey. Just as you protect your garden from invasive weeds, nourishing your inner world requires being mindful of the negative influences you allow to take root in your consciousness. This means exercising discernment over the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, and even the self-talk you permit yourself to dwell upon. Recognizing when certain inputs leave you feeling anxious, cynical, or drained is a crucial step towards creating a healthier internal environment. Choosing to step away from sources of negativity, whether it's a constant news cycle, critical social media feeds, or even habitual complaining, is not avoidance. It is a powerful, intentional act of self-preservation and inner purification that clears the way for more life-affirming thoughts and feelings. In our constantly connected and often overwhelming world, embracing stillness and quiet becomes a radical act of self-nourishment for your inner being. Creating pockets of silence throughout your day, even just 5 minutes of conscious quiet before starting your tasks, or a brief pause in the midst of a busy afternoon, allows your mind to rest, process, and integrate experiences without constant external stimulation. This quiet space is where intuition often whispers its most profound truths, where creativity can stir unbidden, and where your nervous system can truly find respite. It's in these moments of calm that you reconnect with your deepest self, allowing your inner world to find its natural rhythm and restoring a sense of inner peace. Connecting with the natural world also offers a profound form of nourishment for your inner spirit, reminding you of the vast, intricate beauty that exists beyond human constructs. Spending time outdoors, whether it's a walk in a local park, a hike through a forest, or simply observing the changing sky from your window, can be deeply restorative. Nature's gentle rhythms and unwavering cycles offer a powerful antidote to the fast pace of modern life, helping to soothe a restless mind and ground an anxious heart. It reminds us of our interconnectedness, our place within something larger and more enduring, fostering a sense of awe and peace that gently permeates and enriches our inner landscape. Continuous learning and growth are like a steady rainfall for your inner world, keeping it vibrant, fertile, and ever expanding. Nourishing your mind with new ideas, exploring different perspectives, and challenging your own assumptions ensures that your inner landscape never becomes stagnant or confined. This doesn't mean you need to embark on formal education. It could be reading books that spark your curiosity, listening to insightful podcasts, or engaging in conversations that broaden your understanding. The pursuit of knowledge and personal evolution keeps your spirit alert and engaged, fostering a sense of purpose and wonder that allows your inner world to continually blossom with fresh insights and renewed vitality. Perhaps one of the most transformative practices for nourishing your inner world is the cultivation of gratitude. By consciously shifting your focus to what you appreciate, actively seeking out moments of beauty, kindness, and abundance in your daily life, you begin to rewire your brain for positivity. Gratitude acts like a powerful fertilizer, enriching your inner soil and encouraging more joy and contentment to grow. Even amidst challenges, finding small things to be thankful for can reshape your perspective, reminding you of the inherent goodness that exists. This simple yet profound practice helps to cultivate an inner environment where hope thrives and resilience is strengthened, making your spirit more capable of weathering any storm. It's important to remember that nourishing your inner world isn't about grand, sweeping gestures or an overnight transformation. Rather, it's the cumulative effect of consistent, small, and intentional choices made each day. A few minutes of quiet contemplation, a conscious decision to set a boundary, a moment spent appreciating nature, or an act of engaging with your passion. These seemingly minor efforts weave together to create a robust and vibrant inner sanctuary. Each gentle act of care adds a layer of strength and beauty, building a foundation that can withstand life's inevitable pressures. Over time, these consistent practices cultivate an inner landscape that is rich, resilient, and deeply fulfilling, ready to support you in every aspect of your life. This dedicated journey of inner nourishment is precisely where your greatest life truly begins to take shape and flourish. When your inner world is tended with such care, it becomes a wellspring of strength, creativity, and unwavering peace, allowing you to face external challenges with a grounded confidence. Your outer reality often mirrors the richness of your internal state. A well-nourished spirit empowers you to engage with the world more authentically, to pursue your dreams with greater clarity, and to connect with others from a place of genuine wholeness. It is from this place of deep internal abundance that you can offer your truest gifts to the world, living a life that resonates with purpose and joy. Embrace this journey of nourishing your inner world with patience, kindness, and unwavering commitment, knowing it is a lifelong dance of discovery and growth. There will be days when the garden feels overgrown, and moments when the sun seems hidden, but each effort to tend to your spirit is an act of profound self-love. The investment you make in cultivating your inner landscape is the most rewarding choice you will ever make, for it is here, within the sacred confines of your own being, that your most extraordinary and meaningful life truly blossoms into its full, magnificent expression. Allow yourself the grace to grow, to explore, and to continually return to the wellspring of your own magnificent spirit.